Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is, let's put that on the wrong one. Today is Monday, obviously. Today is Matters Monday. So hello everyone. Hello Dawn. Hello Sarah. Hello Marilyn. Hello Alex. Hello. So we are going to work in Art Matters today because your imagination can change the world. And then we will be working in Dragonology as well and working on our dragon and hopefully at least getting him finished today. So yeah, busy day today. How is everyone today? Have you all had a wonderful day? And of course my boss is calling. One moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Boss called to tell me what we're doing tomorrow. Had an awesome day. Great. That is wonderful. I'm sorry that you have a bad headache. Headaches suck. I hate headaches. It's been really warm today, so let's get started. I'm going to switch on over to the close-up camera. I have my glove on today because it's really warm here, and I find that I have been sweating a little bit, and I've got actual marks from the palm of my hand on my Dragonology picture. So yeah, we don't want that. All right, so Albert Einstein was once asked how we could make our children intelligent. If you want your children to be intelligent, he said, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. So we're going to be coloring Albert Einstein today. And of course, we are using the Brutfuner 520 set. And we're going to start on Albert with Biscuit. Now he's an older gentleman in this picture, so we're going to use Biscuit for our shadow areas. And then we'll be using some gray tones on top of the Biscuit before we add our skin tones. If that makes sense to people. Hello, Jen. Welcome. I figured you were sleeping. It's late there. I've got you for about half an hour before you go to bed. I will be really kind of happy when the heat tapers off a bit next week. My garden will be pleased. Possibly, yes. I'm gotta do this up, and then I gotta make dinner, and I will probably be in Discord while I make dinner. Oh, Jen. Jen turns into a pumpkin at about 7 o'clock our time, so she may not be. Yeah, she pumpkins early on us. So this sketch is a very rough sketch, so I'm trying to guess where the shirt is and where his neckline is. Yes, she does. She gets very cranky. She becomes a feisty pet if she doesn't get her happy sleep. So I'm just going through with the biscuit in our shadowy areas here. And turn into a chihuahua. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to use a Tuscany, and we're going to extend that shadow into his face a little bit. And into his ear. Yeah, I slept okay last night. It was warm. I don't deal well with heat. Heat is not my friend. A little bit under his lip and his mustache. Oh, goodness, Dawn. I hope he's alright. So, for all of you that are in the Facebook group, I want to remind you that we do have about just under a week left before the um, event for the month is over and we start a new event. So if you are joining in the Just for June, just because June event, make sure that you get your pictures in the event album so that they can be judged. Okay, I think I've got his shadows to where I want them here. Then we're going to take our peach quartz. New pot holders. I like pot holders. Are you saying there may be fun stuff in my mail? Well, I'm sorry. All this adulting stuff that I'm doing. I know. It's like, ugh, I don't get as much time in Discord. I don't get as much time hanging out with people. So I'm just doing the darkest areas of his face. If my friend didn't need me, I wouldn't be doing it. But she needs me right now, so. And I'm just doing a light layering and building those layers up, getting that color nice and bright. I'm not pressing hard on this paper because it does tear very easily. Alright, now I'm going to use apricot wash for the rest of his skin tone here. You thought there was an eye in there, didn't you? Just going through, finishing up the skin tone, bringing all those colors together. Like so. There's a choo-choo outside my window. Alright, now that we've got the skin tone down, we're going to do his hair. Yes, yes, that's what you get for it. So we're going to start off with a silver because he is an older gentleman. So we're going to start on his mustache here. And we're going to do a base coat of the silver. Same with his hair. We're going to do a base coat. And his hair goes all everywhere because that's what Einstein's hair does. Now I'm just doing the areas that are drawn. I'm not going to fill in the areas that aren't. Because I want it to look like the words are coming out of his head. And there we have the silver. Now we're going to take a dark gray, hopefully. Hold on a sec. Ah, there it is. Hello, Terlin. So this one is called Silver Filigree. Oh, yum. Steak for dinner. That sounds good. I'm going to have chicken. Got chicken in the oven. I think I might make a salad for myself. Maybe some roast taters for the boys. For the men. So I'm just putting in this silver filigree, which is a darker gray silver color, into his mustache and then into his eyebrows. Just following those crazy lines. And then into his hair here as well. And just filling those in. Yeah, how was the beach house? Want details, come on. Okay, we don't want all the details, but yeah. I know it was your anniversary, so I don't want all the details. I just want details. Oh, nice. I bet the kids loved it. I know you had the kids and the dog with you, but they could have taken a walk. Come on now. All right, and there's his hair all done. Hello, honey. She said the magic word, made the bob appear. All right, now we're going to do his shirt, and we're going to use what's this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, we'll use this one here, which is purple velvet. Because why not, right? And this is what we're going to use for the shadow areas of his shirt. I'm assuming this thing in the middle here is his tie. Terilyn, I do believe I have colored water drops. If not, Tammy has a great video coloring water drops on um, a Joanna Bashford picture. That is fantastic. Hey, Fotis! Yeah, she tripped dropping across the floor to go outside. Alright, now we're going to take... Nope, that's green. I need a blue. Blue aster. Nice! She did that about a year ago, Terry. So I'm just filling in the shirt with the blue, going right into the shadow area and darkening that up. Because blue on top of purple makes a dark blue. Or a dark purple, whichever you want to put it. lightening my hand as I move it out. Awesome. Did I miss Richard? I did miss Richard. Hello, Richard. Welcome, welcome. Now for the tie, we're going to go in with a French blue. And I know it's not a very well drawn tie, but I didn't draw it, so. And then we're going to go in with the sky blue. I don't know why, but for some reason I just wanted to do everything with his. I got blue on the brain because of the dragon, I betcha. Now for the book, we're going to use wood thrush on the edges of the pages. And then we're going to use, go all the way to the front. And then we're going to use this one, which is double cream. And then we're going to do the book cover in some reds. So flame scarlet. We're going to use the flame scarlet for our shadow area. And the edge of the book. And then we're going to go with a little bit more pink, which is chrysanthemum. It's a dark red pink for the rest of the book. And we're going to get a good layer of this, and then we're going to age it. So we're going to take an eraser and we're going to age it down in certain areas. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing, Fotis. Welcome, welcome. You get a dancing bunny today. Now I'm just going to go in with a little bit of lipstick red, which is a darker red, just into those dark shadow areas because I didn't like how light it was. next to the curve of the book here. Alright, and then we're going to take our wonderful eraser pencil, and we're just going to lighten up some areas and give it some wear, especially down the spine of the book. And the top edges of the book. Just going to wear that down a little. Like so. And there we have our Einstein. Once again, it says Albert Einstein was once asked how we could make our children intelligent. If you want your children to be intelligent, he said, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. So that is our Art Matters for today. Now we're going to switch on over to the other camera, and we're going to start on the Dragonology. And we're going to work a little bit on our dragon, because he's looking good. Alright, so we've got his spine still to do on his wings, and then we've got the foliage here as well as the dragonfly. So we're going to go in with a nice dark blue. I did have one pulled out, but do you think I know where it is? No. I think it was this one. Astral Aura. No, he doesn't. Well, Dwarf Dragon. That's his name. Dwarf Dragon. Good night, Dawn. Have a fantastic evening. Alright, so we're going to go in with Astral Aura. I'm going to switch you back over to the close-up camera here. And we're going to go into the shadow areas. And we're just filling in those shadows. It's a very, very dark purpley blue. This area here, we're going to be using our dragonfly blue on the scale area. Just going to cover this whole edge with this purple blue color. Yeah, he is cute. Of course, next, the next thing that we do, which will probably be on Start Over Saturday, because I do believe that's the end of the month, we will be starting a new hashtag, which will be Julia in July, and we will be coloring Julia Sperry, her artworks. So if you don't already have some of her works, take a look at them on Amazon or on Etsy. She does have some wonderful, wonderful works of art. And I will post her link, if it's not already in the Nightbot. I will post in Nightbot, as well as in the Facebook group and on Discord where you can get a hold of some of her stuff. But she does sell on Amazon and she does sell on Etsy. So, all right, now we're going to take a dark blue. So I need, I think this one. Yep, Bayou blue. Oh dear, Sarah, that's not so good. Sunburns suck. All right. So we have the first spine done. Now we're going to work on the scales there. And we're going to use our dragonfly blue. And we're going to come right up into the dark blue there. The sun's starting to go down. So if it gets too dark, let me know. That is awesome. I'm glad you got to spend some time with Tracy. Okay, going in with Aruba blue. For the scales here. And then we're going to go back with the Astral Aura. Yes, I do believe he printed he designed the box. Did he design my box? That sounds so wrong. Um, I'm going to shut up now. I know he designed these. Okay, that was Wex designed this one. Okay, I don't know anymore. Oh, the dragons. Okay. Did he do the box? I know, Jamie. Isn't it horrible? I can't remember if he did the box or not. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. I'm going to go back to talking about coloring. Um, so I'm using the Astral Aura. I'm going to turn on the light here so I can see what I'm doing. Because the sun just suddenly decided, oops, I'm done. Hello, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. my husband's fault. Just coming down, doing the shadow areas with the astral aura here. Filling in that edge so it makes it look like a curve. We're going to do the same thing down this side. And we're going to fill in that edge. All right, good night, Jen. Have a wonderful sleep. You're right, you're right, Jamie. So I'm just gonna go back to coloring here. I'm just gonna shoosh up and go back here. All right, now we're going to go back in with the Bayou Blue. I'm going to come down into that first scale a little bit, and then we will extend out the scale color into it. All right. And come down into the claw area here as well. Like that. I'm just going to fill it all in. Same with this side here. And I won't bore you with the other side. We'll finish this wing, and I'll be doing the same thing on the other side. And I'll do that off camera. We'll move on to the greenery and the dragonfly. I am hoping by Saturday, after Wednesday. Now, Wednesday we should have this completely finished up, background and all. And then on Saturday we will be starting the new hashtag, and we'll go through and we will be choosing some pictures from Julia's. Well, I have 3 of her books, so we'll choose from those books. Hello, Della. Well, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Oh, I did not. Now I'm going to grab that Astral Aura, and we're going to go into the claw here. Just going to shade that in. And then we're going to take our Bayou Blue, and we're just going to fill it in right up to the scale there. Like so. And then we're going to take our Dragonfly, and we're just going to do the edges here. Building into that dark blue color there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Awesome! I like him as Jon Snow. Alright. And then we're going to take our Aruba Blue, and we're just going to fill this in. Blending those colors together. Well, that's good, Fotis. Alright, once again with the Dragonfly. Make sure that you go around the edges, getting that shadow in there. Going around each scale, and then use your Aruba. Yeah, Aruba Blue. So many different blues I've used, I've almost forgotten their names. Just blend it right into that darker blue there. And then finally these parts here. Bob, if you have Fotis's YouTube, if he has a YouTube, you can link it so the girls can find it and watch him. Or TikTok or whatever he has, if anything. Pretty sure that I'm not positive. I'm not positive of anything anymore. Okay, so there's the one wing edges done. Now we're going to take those dark blues again. So we're going to take Bayou Blue and Astral Aura, and we're going to fill in these center pieces. So I'm using the Astral Aura on the edges and the really small spots. And then we're going to use the Bayou Blue and fill it in. Staying darker around the edge and lightening as we get to the center. Now remember that his wing is curved this way. So this back part here is going to be darker than the front part here. And Astral Aura. Just going to bring that in just a little bit further for the curve. And thinner on this end. Lightening my hand as I get closer to where the light is going to be hitting it. Awesome, Della. I'm glad you're having a wonderful time. Right. So y'all bored yet? Anybody pass out yet? Just building that color up, getting it dark around the edge and light where the light is hitting it. This is one of those instances where a white spot is your friend. You can utilize that white spot to show your light source. Awesome. I like that book. Love that people are still reading Dr. Seuss books. So I'm just going back and forth with the two blues. So I'm using Astral Aura and Bayou Blue. This one here is closer to where the full light source is going to hit it, so I'm just going to do it pretty even all the way around. Putting that light color right in the middle. And letting that white shine through from the page. This lighter, smaller one, I'm just going to do fully dark. And this one here, we're going to use both colors. Leaving more of a light. And there we have it. So of course the other wing I will do the exact same thing. I'm going to switch you over to the main camera so you can see a little bit better. So this one here I will do the same thing but opposing light sources, so the dots will have the dark on the outside moving in. I'm also going to do his claws with the two dark blues. So I'll show you how I'm going to do those on one foot and then we'll move on to the branch here. Alright, so going back to the close-up, we're going to do these claws here. So I'm just going to sharpen both pencils. Actually, I think I might go with a different blue. I think we'll use Blue Aster instead of the Bayou Blue. I think. I know, don't do that too hard, right? Yeah, let's try that. Because I want the claws to be a little bit lighter in the center areas. Yes, there's moss on top of the branch, as well as some little mushrooms and some wisteria. I'm just going to bring a little bit of that darkness into that light blue, just to darken it just a little bit. That's the great thing about colored pencils. If you're not sure about the color, you can definitely add a little bit of a different color to get it to where you want it to be. And these ones blend so nicely. And there we have it. Okay. Yeah, we should have time to at least get the moss done. And his claws here. Hello, Pamela. Welcome, welcome. All right. Just building up that blue. Getting that shadow in there. Like so. So that's how we're going to do his claws on both sides. Ah, you enjoying cheese, Alex? All right, so I'm going to put these blues away. I'm not going to put them too far because I need them. And then we're going to take some gray greens. So just turned on the lights so I can see a little better. It suddenly got very dark in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we put the shadows in under his feet and under his belly area. So I've got a color, it's called Iguana, and it's a really nice gray-green kind of color, a brown-green. And that's what I'm going to use for the shadow areas. Nice. Yeah, we haven't been there this year yet. We haven't been there in a couple of years because of COVID, but so anywhere that there's a shadow on the moss, I'm putting in this iguana green, which is a fairly good brown, almost an olive gray green. Now this here, the edge of the moss kind of ends here. under his foot. So he's probably scraped it off there. And then it seems to continue up through here. But the majority of the moss is right under his belly area here. So we're going to go through, make sure we put in the shadow for the vine and the shadow around the edges. There's little holes in it, so we're going to put those shadows in as well. And that looks like the rest of it is all part of the wood, so we're going to color it as such. We've got some moss down here and some moss down here. Ah, you're not spoiled. That's what anniversaries are for. Now we're going to go in with a color called Palm. So now we're going in with a color called Palm, and we're going to bring that shadow out a little bit and go into these smaller little areas. Now if you do not have a gray-green or a set of gray-greens, you can do this with a gray tone. So basically what you would do is you would take a gray and you would put in your shadows, and then you would take the lightest olive green that you have and add it to that gray. So if you have a really light army green or a really light olive green, you just add it to the gray and it will give you a gray green. Just extending that color up a little bit. Now I'm assuming and making assumptions that this moss is live. Now if the moss wasn't live, you would go through and add some browns and reds instead of the greens. So right in the shadow areas, extending those shadows out a little bit. Filling in down here because this is a fairly small area. Like so. And then the next one we want to use is a little bit of more of a green tone. So let's go into our greens. but we still want to stay with the gray-green, olivey green kind of colors. So we're going to grab this one and a little bit of this one, I do believe. If I can get it out. Let's see. Yes, hedge grass. So now we're going to go in with this with dew-kissed and hedge green. Yes, the sage green light and gray would make an awesome gray-green. Awesome. So hedge green first, and we're going to go in and we're just going to add little bits of the hedge green, just darkening up a few of the areas and giving it that green tone. Don't go crazy with it. But we want to give it some of that brighter, darker green color. You will be fine. You do awesome work, Pamela, so you will be fine, dear. Getting that darker area up here. And over here by the mushrooms. Same with down here at the bottom, getting some of that darker green in. Even though we filled in this area, we're still going to add some of that dark green to it. Alex, you're awesome. I hope you had some for me too, because I can't eat it either, and I really like it. I miss ice cream. I have a coconut ice cream that I enjoy, but it's not the same. Now I'm going in with Dew Kissed, and I'm just filling it in, finishing it off. Giving it that light mossy look. Like so. And I'll switch it over to the other camera so you can actually see the colors a little bit better. Just because this camera doesn't like green today for some reason. Now I'm just going to take a little bit more of the hedge green and just add little areas brightening up that green just a little bit in some areas, because as we know, moss is lots of different little tiny plants. It's not a great big huge carpet of one plant. It's a carpet of many different plants. So, all right, so that is the moss. I'm going to switch it over to the other camera here so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll move on to the tree branch. Okay, so as you can see, the moss is that mossy green-gray color. Oh, thank you. All right, so there is our moss. Now we're going to move on to the tree branch here, so I'm going to switch it back over. I know, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're going to go in with some browns. Now this tree branch, to me, because of the way that it has no offshoots and it looks broken here at the end, I'm assuming that this tree branch is dead. It's dinner. So I'm going to be coloring the tree branch as if it's dead. So I'm going to be using a lot of gray browns. So I'm going to grab my color sheet here. Maybe. And let's make sure I have the right colors here. So let's see. Sorry, guys. Yes, I want beach. I want dark earth. I think it's this way. There's cocoa brown, so this should be dark earth, yes. So we're going to start with beach and dark earth, and then we're going to go into the gray tones for more of the deeper parts of the wood. So I'm just going to change that. There we go. So you all bored yet? So we're going to start with dark earth, and we're going to go in under the moss with it. Giving that shadow to his claws and to the moss. I want it a little bit sharper. So we're just going to get right in underneath his claw here and right underneath the moss. And again, the color that I'm using is called dark earth. Going right underneath the leaves. Let's learn how to talk right. Hello, Christina. Well, I hope the storm doesn't do anything horrible to you and you're able to relax and color a little bit. Be safe. Now I'm going to add the areas here for those curves in the wood. So as you look at the wood, you can see that there's little bumps. So like under here, you can see that bump. So I'm seeing these the same way as little bumps. So I'm just adding the dark earth to those to give them the bottom of the curved look. Making sure that I get the shadow for the leaves in there. Getting those leaf structures. Alright. And down this curve as well. All right, Christina, goodbye for now, and I hope to see you again soon. Let me know how things are and that you're all safe. Coming in underneath. Making sure I put the curves in and the shadows. Fill in the holes there. Shadow right under his foot. And the shadow of the curve. All right, finish that off down there. Now this part underneath here, there's a break in the wood here. So this part underneath is going to be all dark because there's a crevice there. Same with here. And all that wood is going to be dead there. So we'll be adding, same with down here, that crevice is deep there. So we'll be adding some gray browns to give us that dead with weathered wood look. Same with up here. This is a crevice. Like that. All right, so we've got our dark tones in there. I'm just going to throw that anywhere. Now we're going to take beech, which has got a bit of a gray-brown tone to it. It's a little bit dark, but a little bit lighter than the tone that I just used. And we're going to follow all of these shadow lines. So everywhere that there's these little lines, I'm going to use this beech color. missed an area up here. So we're going to grab that one. And I'm just doing this very loosely. It'll be all brought together with the gray brown, the warm gray color that I'm going to put over top of it. I don't know what Bob is talking about, but he's very pleased with it. He's probably giggling at me because I'm boring. Probably bored his friend to sleep. Alright. So just filling in all the areas of the wood grain. Still using a very dark gray brown kind of color. Giving that wood a bit of a dead look. I'm glad you think so. And then we are going to use just trying to decide here. I think fungi is what we're going to use. Alright, got it nice and sharp. Now this is a very gray brown kind of color, but it's more gray than brown. So when we go through and we fill that in, you're going to see the gray tones on top of those brown tones, giving that wood a very weathered look. And I'm going right over top of everything, blending it all together, using that gray brown as a blender. I'm glad that I'm able to contribute in some way to people's artwork and their wonderful pictures that they produce. I haven't decided what those little spots are yet, so I'm not going to color them in quite yet. Yes, I am using the 520 Brutfuners. Yes, it must have been a really fun endeavor, especially since it's a Chinese manufacturer. So coming up with 520 English names for colors must have been very challenging for them. Oh, I think you'd have fun with the 520 set. It has all the colors. And I got to use my favorite color on this picture, so I have a thing for gray greens. I really like them when I'm coloring. And I think it's because it's really hard to find a set with any really good quality amounts of gray greens. I just really enjoy using the gray green color for moss and for tree limbs, aging tree limbs. It works really well, especially if there's a lot of bark on the tree limb. You outline it with the gray green and it just makes it look very old. I'm just going to go over, make sure that I haven't left too much white spot. There we go. And now we're going to get into the fun colors. We're going to get into the bright greens. So we're going to get some greens on the leaves here. So we're going to use some classic green. I don't think we're going to use any shaved chocolate on it, but you never know. A little bit of golf green. And a little bit of greener pastures. And one more. I think summer green will be our bright. All right, so we're going to start with the summer green, and we're just going to go down the centers. And put the veining in. Now normally I go from dark to light, but I want the light undertone for the veins on these leaves. So I'm just going to do the veining first and then I'll work from dark to light. Alright, So now we're going to go with greener pastures, which is our darkest color. And we're going to come in right over top of that light. And come up the edges of it. I think I need a little bit sharper. Typically I do, but the type of plant this is, the wisteria, does usually have a light tone to its vein. So I want that lighter tone to be underneath the dark. And put in that shadow. At least all the wisteria I've ever seen does anyway. And then I'm going to use some golf green, which is a brighter dark green. It's a little bit of a contrast to the green that I put down, the darker green, which is the greener pastures green. And we're going right over top of that because we're using that as our shadow color. And you will see once I put the final color on here that they will actually change a bit as we brighten them up. So I'm just giving the curve of the leaf a bit of a boost. And then we're going to take classic green. And we're just going to come off of both of those greens with pasture, or the classic green I mean, filling those in. Like so. And then we're going to dust that off. And then we're going to take our light green again. So this is once again summer green. And we're just going to fill in all the white spots. But because I did that center area first, it gives the ability for that light color to pop out a little bit in the center, even though it's darker. And that's how I'm going to be doing all the leaves. So let's do a bit of the vine here, and then a couple of the wisterias. And then I think, well, we'll get at least the vine done, some of the vine done. And then we will call it an evening. So I'm going through with the darker pastures because I want this vine to be green. So I'm going to put in the shadow here from his claw and the shadow from the under area of the vine. And we'll finish up here at his tail. So I'll get to this part of the vine here. And then we're going to go in with the classic green. Now there's a bit of moss on there, so I'm just going to grab iguana. And we're going to fill in that moss on the edge there. Like so. I think I want a little bit more of the dark green on this edge here. So I'm just going to put it right over top of the classic green. Make sure that that knot is visible as a knot. Like so. Now if you wanted to lighten that up a little bit, just take your lighter green here and fill it in. So this is summer green, just filling in the right down the center, like so. And this area here, because it is behind, is going to have way more of a shadow. So we're going to end up adding more green, dark green to that, because we've got the shadow of the limb as well as the shadow of the dragon. And we're just going to blend that all in with the classic green. Like so. Alright, now I am going to switch over to the main camera. I'm not going to put those away because I need them some more, but I will be putting them in the holder. So there we have it. We've got our tree branch done. We've got one of the vines done and a leaf done. I will do the rest of his other wing here and some of the leaves off camera, maybe, if I have time. If not, we will finish this on on Wednesday. I missed that. Oops. I need to get my blue. Oh, where is it? Where did I put it? That's Bayou, so it's this one. Nope. This one? Yeah. I missed up here with the astral aura. So I'm just going to fill that in. So depending upon what I have to do for work in the next couple of days. Hold on one sec. Sorry, had sneezes suddenly hit. I may have another one coming. Okay, hopefully it goes away. But depending upon what I have to do for work, and I know tomorrow is a very busy day, I may not get to the rest of the claws and that sort of thing, but I will try to. Um, Otherwise, we will, of course, work on this some more and try to finish it on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, we will start over with our new hashtag for the month of July, which is Julia in July. And we will be working on the works of Julius Spiri. So he's getting there. He's getting there. Like I said, I'll finish up this side this evening, and hopefully I'll have enough time to at least get his claws done. And then on Wednesday we'll finish up the branch and all of the foliage and the dragonfly. We also have to put some shadowing on his teeth and his eye, and then we should be done. And then we need to do a background. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for coming. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Hi, Dion. Bye, Dion. Sorry, but I gotta go make dinner. So, of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. Not only does this help us with our self-esteem, but it also helps out our analytics. And as I always say at the end of every single broadcast and every single video is always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until Wednesday, thank you all very much for joining me. Bye bye for now.